I've been watching a lot of successful YouTubers lately, and one of the things that they all seem to have in common is they like to talk from the floor. I'm not really sure why. But anyway, I thought maybe, if I talk from the floor, this is in my way, that I might actually get some more views on this video. So here we are in the floor. Today I want to talk to you about 10 travel tips when you're traveling with an introvert. Let's get started. Being an introvert, I am an introvert, is often misunderstood, and it leads to several myths that can perpetuate misconceptions about introverted people. And one common myth is that introverts are shy, or maybe they're just antisocial. But the reality is that introverts simply prefer smaller social interactions, and they often feel deeply drained by large gatherings. Another myth is that introverts don't enjoy socializing at all, when in fact, we really do. But we require alone time to recharge afterwards. And additionally, introverts are sometimes seen as aloof or unfriendly. But in truth, we can be really warm and engaging once we feel comfortable in a social setting. So it's essential to recognize that introversion is not a flaw. It's not something that needs to be fixed in a person. It's simply a natural personality trait that influences how people interact with the world around them. And understanding and respecting these differences can lead to more meaningful connections and inclusive environments for everyone. People are often surprised, I suppose, that I identify as an introvert. After all, I make these YouTube videos and I have no trouble talking to the camera. I put myself out there on display for the general public. I was a classroom teacher dealing with about 125 kids a day, 5 days a week. I offered professional improvement workshops for sometimes hundreds of people. I pastored a church, for goodness sake. There are a lot of people in your life that are introverts, and you might not even know it. It isn't like we have a big scarlet eye emblazoned on our forehead for all the world to see. And traveling with an introvert can be somewhat problematic at times if you are not prepared for the journey beforehand. And that's why today we're going to talk about these 10 tips for travel if you're traveling with an introvert. I'm going to see if I can get more comfortable because I can already tell you that my core is engaged to sit up straight and my core doesn't like to be engaged. Introverts often find solace and rejuvenation in solitude. I know I do. And while we may enjoy the company of other people, we can even be the life of the party at times. I'm known as a quite funny person. But we also require time alone to recharge our energy. And when traveling with introverts, it's essential to recognize and respect this need for personal space. Allow us the freedom to retreat when we feel overwhelmed or drained. Whether it's by taking a solo walk or reading a book back in our hotel room, or simply enjoying some quiet time in a peaceful setting. By understanding and accommodating our need for solitude, you can ensure that introverts will feel valued and supported throughout the trip that you're taking. In the middle of bustling travel itineraries and jam-packed schedules, especially when we're overseas and we're trying to see everything in 3 days, we may just yearn for moments of tranquility, moments when we can reflect on what's been happening around us. And incorporating dedicated downtime into your travel plans can provide us with the opportunity to unwind and recharge. Consider scheduling periods of free time between activities, or setting aside specific blocks of time for just relaxation and regrouping. Even when I'm traveling alone, I plan time during the afternoons to go back to the hotel and just sit or maybe take a nap. I've been out in a world filled with people for hours. And whether it's exploring a serene nature trail or sitting quietly by the waterfront or indulging in a leisurely meal at a cozy cafe with a nice, wonderful cappuccino, these moments of calm can be just as rewarding and memorable for us as the most action-packed aspects of your itinerary. Introverts often thrive in smaller, more intimate settings, and many of us feel overwhelmed by large group activities or constant socializing. I cannot tell you the number of times that the professional development at the beginning of the year with its mandatory icebreaker activities would just wear me out. And while it's important to foster a sense of camaraderie within your travel group, it's equally crucial to respect the individual preferences of your introverted travelers. Avoid pressuring them to participate in every single social event or group outing, and instead, provide opportunities for them to engage on their own terms. Whether it's joining a smaller gathering of other travelers or just enjoying a nice, quiet dinner with one or two people, introverts will appreciate the freedom to connect in ways that feel comfortable to them. Please do not get upset if there are 9 of you that want to go out to dinner after a long day and that one introvert in your group wants to eat alone. They aren't being antisocial. They're more like a Tesla at an EV station. Their batteries are just depleted, and they need to prepare themselves for tomorrow's events. Social interactions can be draining for introverts. I know they are for me. We do require ample time to recharge our energy reserves. And when traveling with introverts, it's important to be mindful of their energy levels and emotional well-being. Pay attention to cues such as their body language or their tone of voice, their overall demeanor, and be proactive in offering opportunities for rest and rejuvenation as needed. Whether it's taking a short break during a busy day of sightseeing or encouraging them to skip a high-energy activity in favor of some downtime, your consideration and support will be greatly appreciated. Sometimes just the simple offer of time alone is enough. Introverts will appreciate the fact that you care enough to think about their needs. And if an introvert seeks solitude or declines an invitation to socialize, it's important not to take it personally. We aren't rejecting you and we aren't rejecting the group. We're simply honoring our own needs and the boundaries for our own lives. Instead of feeling offended or hurt, try to empathize with their perspective and recognize that their actions are a reflection of their own self-care. Something that you probably do for yourself, but in a totally different way. By fostering a culture of understanding and acceptance within your travel group, you can create an environment where introverts feel valued and respected for who they are. And that's really important to us. Also, clear and open communication is essential for successful travel with introverts. Well, travel with anyone, probably. Unless, of course, you're on a long-distance plane flight, then for God's sake, shut up and leave me alone. Encourage introverts to express their needs, their preferences, and their concerns openly, and be receptive to their feedback. Take the time to listen actively and empathetically and strive to find mutually agreeable solutions to any challenge or conflicts that may arise. By fostering a sense of trust and understanding, you can create a supportive and inclusive travel environment where introverts feel heard and they feel valued. And trust me, that is very important to us. Avoid making assumptions about an introvert's desires or comfort levels. Instead of just assuming that they prefer solitude or uninterested in certain kinds of activities, take the time to ask them directly. Respect their responses and be willing to accommodate their preferences even if they differ from your own. By approaching each situation with an open mind and a willingness to adapt, you can ensure that introverts feel empowered to participate fully in the travel experience that you've planned, but on their own terms. Introverts may take some time to acclimate to new environments or warm up to unfamiliar faces. It's why I really hesitate taking group trips or large group tours. Be patient and understanding as they navigate their comfort zones and adjust to the dynamics of the travel group. Avoid rushing or pressuring them to conform to your expectations, and instead allow them the space and the time they need to feel comfortable and confident in their surroundings. By demonstrating patience and empathy, you can foster a sense of trust and camaraderie that enriches the travel experience for everyone involved, not just your introvert. And resist the urge to pressure us into adopting a more extroverted demeanor. Accept us for who we are and appreciate the unique strengths and perspectives that we bring to the group. Celebrate our quiet wisdom at times, or thoughtful insights, sometimes even keen observations. And recognize that introverts have much to contribute to the richness and diversity of your own travel experience. By embracing their individuality and supporting their authenticity, you can create a travel environment that is inclusive and welcoming and affirming for both introverts and extroverts alike. And above all, remember that everyone has different needs. We all have different preferences. We all have different comfort levels when it comes to travel and socializing in particular. Embrace the diversity within your own travel group and strive to create an environment that is flexible, accommodating, and respectful of each individual's unique characteristics and qualities. By fostering a sense of inclusivity and understanding, you can create memorable and enriching travel experiences that cater to the needs and preferences of all your travelers, introverts included. So pack your bags, embark on your adventure, and celebrate the beauty of diversity as you explore the world together. Your introvert will be forever thankful. I appreciate you watching, and we will see you next time. Can anybody help me get up?